The Los Angeles Chargers got great injury news ahead of the wildcard contest against the Houston Texans this Saturday. Let's break down the first injury report, and there is something big to celebrate. What's up, Chargers fans? Welcome to NFL Playbook Chargers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. The Chargers kicked off their preparations on Tuesday for this week's wildcard matchup against the Texans. The injury report listed 10 players, but only one was a non-participant, while the other 9 were limited. The only player who didn't practice was Joshua Palmer, who is still recovering from a foot injury that also sidelined him during the season finale against the Raiders. Head coach Jim Harbaugh provided key injury updates during his Tuesday media availability. There had been concerns about left tackle Rashawn Slater's knee after he was a late scratch on Sunday, but Harbaugh eased some of those worries. Harbaugh emphasized his confidence in left tackle Rashawn Slater, returning to practice, stating, "Yeah, working through something, but he'll be out there today." With Houston's powerful defensive front featuring both Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter, having Slater back is crucial for the Chargers' success. His presence provides stability against a defensive line that thrives on creating pressure. Harbaugh also shared a few other injury updates. Wide receiver Josh Palmer, still dealing with a heel injury, wasn't expected to practice on Tuesday. On a positive note, both running backs Gus Edwards, who is dealing with an ankle injury, and J.K. Dobbins are expected to participate, barring any setbacks. Others who were limited included linebacker Denzel Perryman with groin injury, guard Zion Johnson with an ankle injury, wide receiver Quentin Johnston with thigh injury, guard Trey Pipkins III, and defensive back Jacer Taylor, both with oblique injury. Johnston is obviously a name to keep an eye on as he's coming off a monster game in Las Vegas, and I don't recall him missing any time that outing due to a bump or bruise. Additionally, the Chargers officially opened the 21-day return to practice window for wide receiver Simi Fehoko. He had been on injured reserve since suffering an elbow injury during the team's win over Cleveland in Week 9 of this season. If Simi Fehoko is activated before the Chargers matchup with Houston, he will count as one of the team's 2 postseason IR activations. Other players who could be eligible for activation later include wide receivers Jalen Reagor and Brendan Rice, cornerbacks Asante Samuel Jr. and Eli Apple, along with safety Marcus May. Overall, the Chargers are starting to get healthier in key positions as the playoffs approach. They also reinforced their running back depth by adding veteran Ezekiel Elliott to the practice squad, providing extra insurance as the postseason begins. There are more insights from the Harbaugh press briefing. On the topic of the Ezekiel Elliott signing, Harbaugh made it clear that competitors are welcome at the Los Angeles Chargers, adding that Elliott is already getting to work and will have a chance to contribute. Harbaugh also reflected on his past experiences competing against Elliott during their college days, joking that he still carries some bruises from those Ohio State versus Michigan battle. He praised the front office's continued efforts to strengthen the roster even during playoff week, highlighting the trust he has in their approach. On the question about the playoff mindset, Harbaugh expressed excitement, saying, "It just hits you. We're here football-wise, we're alive, and we want to stay alive." When asked about the right guard situation with Jamari and Trey Pipkins, Harbaugh mentioned both were solid options and a rotation was considered during the season. However, he left the door open for the possibility of a rotation in the playoffs as well, depending on game circumstances. Harbaugh also touched on special teams, specifically praising Darius Davis for his impact this season, calling him a tone setter with his ability to spark the team on returns and even in limited offensive snaps. He highlighted Davis's game-changing abilities, comparing a recent catch to plays made by top receivers like Justin Jefferson. Turning to the opposing quarterback, C.J. Stroud, Harbaugh shared his longtime respect for the Texans' young star, recalling scouting Stroud back in high school and being impressed by his poise and courage under pressure. Stroud's ability to handle pressure and make throws under duress has made him a rising star despite Houston's recent struggle. Harbaugh also spoke highly of Justin Herbert's growth and mechanics, emphasizing Herbert's elite ball placement, quick release, and ability to keep defenders guessing. He described Herbert's footwork and fakes as artistry, comparing it to the precision seen on A Dancing with the Stars. Harbaugh credited the offensive staff for helping Herbert build chemistry with the receiving corps, despite injuries, praising their progress in a short time. Looking ahead to the Texans matchup, Harbaugh acknowledged the challenge Houston presents, especially with their defensive front's ability to generate pressure and create turnovers. He highlighted their aggressive style and key players like Will Anderson and Tua Tagovailoa, emphasizing the need for the Chargers to stay sharp in protection and avoid costly mistakes. So, the Chargers are getting healthier at just the right time, and the potential return of key players could be a game-changer heading into this wild-card battle against Houston. With Slater on track to play and the backfield getting stronger, the team looks better prepared for the playoff challenge ahead. But with the Texans' tough defensive front, will this improved lineup be enough to push the Chargers deeper into the postseason? Let us know. What do you think will be the biggest factor in deciding this matchup?